The Park and Forestry Department is continuing to make enhancements to Capron Park for the benefit of the public. The Vilroy Walkway was recently renovated, allowing visitors easier access between the Newell Shelter and nearby Bushee Street. The walkway has been in place for nearly a century but fell into disrepair after the 1938 hurricane. New shrubs, trees, and a brick walkway now line the path, and we spoke with Superintendent of Parks and Forestry, Sonny Almeida, to find out more about the project.
I'm Sonny Almeida, Superintendent of Park and Forestry, and we're standing on the newly renovated Vilroy Walk. And this walkway goes, of course, if you're familiar at all with Capron Park, I'm facing Bushee Street, and Bushee Street was named, of course, after the Solon Bushee and the Vilroy Walk for his wife. The original walk was 400 foot long and went all the way to the Newell Shelter, which is in the park itself. So now it goes from Bushee Street to the parking lot. Because the roadways have been changed and there was no way to put the walkway actually back to the Newell Shelter. So we stopped it at the parking lot, which is only a short distance, maybe 50 feet from the Newell Shelter. How we started this renovation of this Vilroy Walk was that we were working on the Hagopian Walk. And as all the publications got in the newspaper, someone from the family, the Vilroy family, or a friend, called up one day and said, well, are you going to do anything with the Vilroy Walk? Well, I always knew there was a sign here, Vilroy Walk, but there was actually no walk because all of this section here was gravel and dirt and everything is disarrayed. We maintained the grass, but I didn't realize that this was actually a walkway. This time last year, this was, like I said, nothing but gravel all the way down. This walk went all the way to the Newell Shelter. This was a pine grove, as was the Newell Shelter. And it was not stone brick like we have now. It was gravel or loam type thing, and it was more of a grassy area than a walkway. So we all got together. Like I said, we brought up the Park Commission and decided let's make it the walkway again. How this walkway got started and the name Vilroy, Vilroy was Solon Bushee's wife. Mr. Bushee donated this land and all the land behind me to the Capron Park. And there was a big article in the newspaper about Mr. Solon, and his wife was talking to John Anderson, who at the time was the superintendent of Capron Park, and she was saying to Mr. Anderson, I wonder if people will remember me as they will remember my husband Solon. Because Solon Bushee was not only a park commissioner, he was also a superintendent of Capron Park for quite a while. So Mr. Anderson said to himself and to her, well, we'll make sure they remember you, and that's how the name Vilroy Walk came about. And it started here on the southern end of the park to go all the way into, like I said, the Newell Shelter. Solon Bushee died in June 25th of 1926. So this walkway originally, I would say, was planned probably 1927, 1928. So that's how the Vilroy Walk got started. And the renovation, like I said, gets started when someone called and said, let's make sure the Vilroy Walk was put back in good order. And we did. The plants and the trees are very similar to what was planted many years ago. These bricks were bricks that were up in the center of town, and they were stocked at the highway department, so we confiscated all of them. And it didn't take long to do the walk, but these were all in the park maintenance shop for a few months, and then we took them out of there and started the walkway itself. We only had to buy very few of these blocks, but it was between the end of last season and the early end of last season was when we really finished the walk. Probably started in late summer. And like I said, the plants and the trees, and over to my left, all along that area there, that was all brush and all overgrown. So we, the park department personnel, took all of that out, and we had the new plants. These are the same kind of plants, viburnum and phlox will be coming up, that were planted in the original walkway. As the trees behind me, these cherry trees, those are similar to the trees that were planted when this was first built. And that was the whole idea of the sign. That's what we do at Capron Park, just like our arch. Anything that got damaged or hurt, we try to put it back the way it was. And that's what we tried to do here. So the walkway is complete. The work was done by the Liston company, the walkway, and also the personnel from Capron Park, the beautiful plants from the Little Tree Nursery, and they all came right in on it and said, well, we want to help you make it look like it was before. And then finally we got to the work. We got everything done now except the irrigation. The irrigation system will be coming in by Lisco, and so that we can make sure these beautiful plants and trees are watered if we have a dry summer. And that's about the lowdown of what's been going on here. And I hope people, as I stand here, the school is letting out, and I see a lot of the young people walking, using the walk, and we have some beautiful pictures of mothers coming out of the park with their strollers and their kids. So the walk, I'm glad we put it back in, because it's really something that the citizens of Attleboro like, especially in this area of the city. It's a great walkway. It's something that people will be able to use now forever and ever. And I'm sure they're going to enjoy being on this walk, coming in. Instead of walking through mud and gravel, they now have a beautiful walkway to walk through. And it's a great beautification of our beautiful Capron Park. As I went by the entrance to Capron Park, I noticed that one of the pillars has the engraving back on it. They're working on the second one. And then when I came here and said, wow, the arch is beautiful again, and this beautiful walk going into our park, it really makes our park #1 in the area.